This is Mindfulness with Richard Clarke. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. For much of your life, you have been the helper. Then life began changing. You solved problems, cared for others, carried responsibilities, and handled difficulties quietly. Strength to help others became part of your identity. Then aging, illness, fatigue, or unexpected limitations may bring moments when you need support yourself. For many people, this is surprisingly difficult. Receiving help can stir feelings of embarrassment, resistance, sadness, or loss of independence, weakness. Yet there's a hidden wisdom here. What if allowing support is not weakness at all? What if receiving with openness is another form of love, humility, and human connection? Today we'll explore receiving help with grace. If this speaks to you, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share your reflection in the comments. Welcome. This is Richard Clarke. Today's session will be on allowing support without shame or loss of dignity. Most people grow up believing that independence equals worth. You are praised for being capable, reliable, productive, and self-sufficient. Over time, the mind quietly builds an identity around being the one who manages life. Then aging begins shifting the conditions of life. The body may become less strong. Energy may fluctuate. Health issues may appear. Tasks that were once done easily may now require assistance. This transition can feel emotionally difficult, even when the help offered is simple and loving. Mindfulness helps you look directly at the emotional reactions that arise around receiving support. You may notice embarrassment. You may notice resistance. You may hear thoughts saying, I shouldn't need help, or I don't want to be a burden. These thoughts come from deeply conditioned ideas about value and dignity. Yet dignity does not disappear when you receive care. In fact, allowing others to help can become an expression of wisdom and emotional maturity. Human life has always depended on interconnection. No one lives truly alone. From birth onward, people survive through the care of others. Yet many adults spend decades trying to hide their vulnerability. Their heart hardens around self-protection and pride. Aging can soften this illusion. You begin seeing that receiving help is part of the natural movement of life. At times you give. At other times, you receive. Both are sacred. Mindfulness allows you to receive help consciously rather than defensively. Instead of collapsing into shame, you simply notice the discomfort without identifying with it. You breathe. You remain present. You allow kindness to enter. This changes relationships deeply. When you receive gracefully, you allow others the joy of giving. Many people genuinely want to help. Your openness gives them an opportunity to express care, generosity, and love. Receiving support does not erase your strength. It reveals another kind of strength. There is courage in vulnerability. There is courage in honesty. There is courage in saying, yes, I could use some help today. You may even notice that resistance to receiving comes from fear of losing part of your familiar identity. The mind says, if I can't take care of myself, then who am I? What am I worth? Yet mindfulness gently points beyond ideas of identity to your actual experience. You are not merely a role, the role of helper, achiever, caretaker, or strong one. Beneath these roles is simple awareness, untouched by changing circumstances. This awareness is there all the time, even while roles come and go. It is closer to you than your breath or even a thought. This recognition brings peace. You stop measuring dignity by physical independence alone. You begin recognizing dignity in presence, kindness, humility, and openness. Receiving help with grace does not mean giving up agency or wisdom. Healthy boundaries still matter. Clear communication still matters. You remain a whole human being, deserving of respect. The deeper lesson is this: allowing support can become an act of trust in life. Instead of fighting reality, you soften into relationship, connection, and shared humanity. The heart becomes less defended. Love moves more freely in both directions. And sometimes the deepest healing comes when you finally allow yourself to be held by the kindness that has always surrounded you. And now we have a guided meditation. Feel your feet making contact with the floor. Slowly look around and notice a few shapes or colors in the room. Notice a neutral or pleasant sensation in the body, perhaps warmth in the chest, or the simple movement of breathing. Now allow the eyes to close and take a gentle breath in and a slow breath out. Feel your breath in and out, in and out. Let the body settle naturally. Notice any places where you hold tension around needing help, depending on others, or feeling vulnerable. Without judgment, simply notice what is here. Perhaps memories arise, maybe emotions come, maybe you feel it in your body. You don't need to push anything away. Now, quietly ask yourself, what makes receiving difficult for me? Listen gently to yourself. Notice any thoughts about weakness, burden, pride, or fear. See these thoughts as passing mental events, like clouds in the sky, not ultimate truth. Now bring attention back to the breath, in and out, in and out. Now bring to mind someone who has offered kindness or care. Notice any resistance you have to fully receiving it. Then softly repeat inwardly, it's all right to receive. I remain whole and worthy. Giving and receiving are both part of life. Allow the heart to soften. Notice the peace that appears when resistance loosens. Now gently deepen the breath. Feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes and carry this openness into the rest of the day. As you move through life, remember that needing support does not diminish your dignity. Allowing kindness into your life may actually deepen your humanity. You have spent years giving to others. There is wisdom now in learning how to receive with openness and grace. Willingness to receive is a gift you can give to others. May you rest in kindness, trust connection, and know that you will never walk through life alone. So, Joyce, how's your meditation been?
Well, when you have visitors, probably not as good as you could be. But I do find that I have, short bits for meditation here and there. And I also just really like what you said about accepting things from others as important as giving. I think sometimes it's much easier to give than to accept from others. So thank you for that. That was very good.
Yeah, that's the reason I wanted to talk about this, because what you're saying is, I think, true for pretty much everybody.
Indeed.
So, how about you, Michael?
Continuous and doing well. Been waiting on the surgery thing, but I don't know. Today's results, maybe it won't happen. I don't know. We'll see.
Uh,
But the meditation is continuing.
that's good. And it's probably more important now than it sometimes,
That is true. Yes, indeed.
because it's easy when you're stuck in the middle like you are, it's easy for the mind to go crazy.
Yes.
How about you, Barley?
Well, I'm good if I go back to one of your meditation sessions and I start at the beginning and then I fast forward it to where we start to meditate and I hear those few words and then I'm in. And the other thing I've been doing, and I have done it off and on, is it's called Qigong meditation. So I liken it to walking meditation. It's moving meditation.
Right.
But I'm doing these different flowing positions and concentrating on that rather than making out my grocery list,
And
which,
certainly, the body practice is have your mind focus on your body instead of your thoughts. And
yeah,
when you do any of that, it's a relief.
yes,
Yeah.
I think I do way too much sitting. So movement meditation is very good for me.
Mm-hmm. And and I say it's good to try different things and see what fits. And what fits now may not be what fits next year or next week even.
Yeah, well, the Qigong meditation is so good. I mean, I hope I can do that for the rest of my life because
That's
it's
great.
like yoga. I want those two things until I drop dead.
Okay, and if you were following what we were saying about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, maybe you could even do it afterwards.
Oh, that's true.
Yes, yes.
Forgot about that.
Good
Good
point.
point.
Good point.
Okay, so now then we have a video.
You were not supposed to be here. The odds of your existence are so impossibly small that the Buddha himself used a story to explain it. And once you hear it, you will never take a single breath for granted again. Over 2500 years ago, the Buddha sat with his monks beside the Ganges. He reached down and lifted a small handful of soil from the earth. He asked them, "What is greater, the soil in my hand or the soil across this entire earth?" The monks answered immediately, "The earth, of course." Buddha smiled. The beings who are reborn as humans are as rare as this soil in my hand. Those who are not, as vast as the earth itself. But the monks pressed him. They wanted to truly feel it, not just understand it. How could they grasp something so abstract? How rare is a human life really? Is it even possible to imagine? The Buddha paused. Then he told them a story. Imagine a vast ocean, so wide it has no shore you can see, so deep no light reaches the bottom. In that ocean lives a single blind turtle. This turtle surfaces only once every 100 years, rising slowly from the darkness to take one single breath. Now, floating on the surface of that same ocean is a wooden yoke, a ring of wood, drifting with the winds and the waves, going wherever the current takes it. The Buddha looked at his monks and asked, "In all of time, across all of that ocean, what are the chances that when the turtle surfaces, its neck passes through that floating ring?" The monks fell silent. It was almost impossible, nearly unthinkable. The currents shift, the ring drifts, the turtle is blind. 1 breath, 100 years, 1 ocean. Then the Buddha spoke. The likelihood of being born a human with the capacity to hear the Dharma, to awaken, to be free, is even rarer than that. The monks sat in stunned stillness. This was not a message of despair. It was a thunderclap of gratitude. Every human life is not a coincidence. It is a miracle folded inside a miracle. The question was never whether life was precious. The question was whether we were awake enough to see it. You surfaced against all odds, in all of time, in all of this vast ocean of existence. You are here. You can think, you can choose, you can wake up. The Buddha did not tell this story to make you feel lucky. He told it so you would never again waste the 1 breath you have been given. The turtle will surface again in 100 years. But you are here right now. What will you do with it?
And now we'll take a few minutes to meditate. Mindfulness is paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. Fully receive whatever is experienced. Then let it go. All right. And now we'll have a short chant. Om
Om.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, Michael, for chanting along with me. And we'll see you next week.
Good luck to
Very
everyone.
well.
Thank you, Richard.
Adios, amigas.
Adios.